Welcome back to NASCAR Heat 5. Folks, we've got just 3 races left this season. And I am excited for the end of the year because I think next year is going to be a good one. We've got a couple new drivers coming in. That's going to be next week. We've got an old driver coming back because I am an idiot and totally, for some reason, just spaced out and never added him. Reached out to him today. He was awesome about the whole situation, and he will be coming back. That is Bradshaw Stout. You remember from the Truck Series, he drove the Heinz 57. He'll be in the 86, and we will be featuring that vehicle coming up pretty soon. Because of my mistake, he will be equal to the rest of the cars as far as points given to him, so that'll be a big deal. Anyway, folks, we've got $210,000 up for grabs. 100 laps. Texas is not a small track, so this isn't going to be a short race. And we've got 2 top 15s out of the last 3 races for us to get that final payout of the year. So we're going to go ahead and do what we can. Get out there. And we'll see you, as always, right before qualifying. If you didn't notice, we're running an all-white car because it is hot in Texas, and we don't need to get all heated up because we're driving a black car. Not going to be able to achieve the 29,991 at all. All right, so here we go. What I'll say before we even get started through this quad oval is that we ran a 30.4 in a draft with Brennan Jones, so I don't really feel super confident with our ability here. That's a nice 1 and 2, about as nice as we've had. Nothing wrong with that. And then 3 and 4 we weren't as good at. I need to get off the gas earlier, and that was on me, and I just messed that up big time because I was actually looking down at the track map for some odd reason. I don't even know why. But anyway, here we go. Back through the quad oval for our time, and it's a 30.9, so 26. We've got our work cut out for us if we want that top 15. Top 5, Kenseth, Earnhardt, Poole, Alfredo, and Golding. Subscriber drivers, Malone 12th, Cost 19th, Smith 23rd, Perez 24th, Bethel 25th, Tiberghien 27th, Chavez 29th, Kane 30th, Graham 31st, Norton 32nd, Egan 33rd, Carpenter 34th, Schildhouse 35th, and Oliveira 36th. Well, we got 100 laps to figure it out here at Texas Motor Speedway. As the sun goes down, Parker Smith is well prepared for this race. Ryan Ellis reminds us that we're buddies. And Bryce Egan failed optical scanning station multiple times, and that's going to put him in the back. Here we go, starting on the outside of Eliza Bethel, right behind John Perez.
Green's out, let's go. Inside.
Bring up the standings for you. Get through the first 2 gears, another 3-gear setup. I use the setup man.
Still there?
He does a very good job. Not a great quality microphone, but he does an excellent job, and he does well to explain things, and I like it. So here we are. We're going to be living in the draft and hoping for people to make mistakes in this one if we have any chance of getting up to the top 15. We got a long race to go, and we don't need to rush it, and I think that's the biggest thing I can learn overall is that I don't need to be rushing these races in the first lap. You know, they talk about it all the time, and people are in iRacing and things like that. You don't try to win it in the first turn, and undoubtedly a caution comes out because 4 people decided that that was more important. However, here we are, dropping back a position to Lane, but we're going to fight back on the outside and just hope that we can kind of keep a decent pace and not lose the cars in front of us. I would like to get around Lane here, and oh, that's, well, yep, that's going to bring out a caution.
Caution. All right, be smart out there. Going green. Ready. Green's out, let's go.
So Lane hit our rear end, and that spun him out. I kind of drove down on him.
Car there on the inside.
Oh, well. Got Nemechek on our inside now. Everything else is pretty much the same, I'm sure. Lane will be back in no time. He's not off the track. There's nobody in the pits right now. So we get a nice run out of 2.
Stay high.
That's going to get us up in front of Nemechek going into 3.
Inside.
Can we hold down so he can't get inside? Perfect. This is where we have an opportunity to start to pick some of the spots off on this inside lane.
Clear
jump up on the outside. Huge run on Perez. And that didn't do much for us, as we're going to fade way up the track now. Start to try to work our way back down. Parker Smith, who is well prepared for this race, running on our inside right now, and he's going to get a nice run off. Not much I could do about that. Ooh, we got super loose coming out of 4 there. 93 to go. Tires are looking pretty good. 23 laps left in the tank. 2-stop race. Maybe 3. I think it's 2, though.
Careful. Still there.
Out on the inside as Smith decides to go into the middle of the track. That's going to open the door for us. And hopefully... Whoa, never mind. Whoa, here we go.
Careful.
Have I had problems at Texas before? Wow. Whoa. Did you see that? It, like, we hit the wall and stopped solid. There was nothing else for us there. I was mad. All right. Well, we'll come out in last place. And we'll try it all over again.
Coming to the green, driver. Be ready. Ready.
Here we go.
There, inside. Say hi, say hi. Still there?
Just got to be more patient as I go ahead and split between Egan and Oliveira.
Top 3, use it
That's
if you need
proving
it.
my patience there, isn't it? Wonder if I can get to the outside of some of these drivers that are slower than us. A lot of single file already. We're not... Wow, what is up with this? Oh, this car is not stable for me. This car is not stable for me. I'm using a setup, and it's obviously the setups are always made for the fully upgraded cars. Sometimes they pan out, sometimes it's hard to drive. We got some damage on that right side, but it looks like we're gaining up on the pack again. This could be a challenging race for us overall. We just gotta be able to fade in and or let the car fade up on the exit of 4. That should do a good job of not having us get too loose. Yeah, that was a snappy... My steering wheel snapped left and right when I did that.
Say hi up there.
Get around Egan, who had to go to the back for failing the optical station scanning twice.
Stay low, stay low. All clear.
Oof. Every time I come off of 4, I don't know what to do with it, but we're just going to battle it out at the best that we can and hope it works out for us. Work with Jeremiah Graham. Oh, Schildhaus faded up in front of him and he hit the brakes, and so I hit the wall so I didn't hit him. I could have just hit the brakes, I guess.
Still there, inside.
Oh, well. Let's see what we can do here.
Clear low there.
That was less of a snap. Shouldn't be so snappy. This is, I mean, said to be a fairly stable setup, so that's weird. We're going to roll on the outside of Jeremiah Graham. Got Carpenter on our inside. Schildhaus in front of us. Going to jump to the inside of him before we get to 3. That should give us a nice little spot to get around him as I tap the brake just a little bit to make sure we don't fade up into him. Now we're going to start to work our way to get into the top 30. Or into the 20s, I should say. We're in the top 30 technically right now. Setting our sights here on Casey Kane. Little nudge. Little nudge. Not great for us, actually, but whatever. That big hit on the wall earlier when we went back to green obviously has hindered our ability to get any really good positions, but here we are. Nevertheless, doing the best we can. Drift style out of turn 4 every single time right now. About 20 laps into this one. We pit already recently, so very few other cars pit. One actually at the end of the lap, or at the end of the line. we have a nice run through 1 and 2, and because 2 isn't such a sharp turn, we're not getting that snap off as we are getting out of 4. But I mean, I am letting this thing fade right up here. Oh, never mind. I did it perfectly that time. Nothing bad happened. We're reeling in Norton a little bit. Can we do the same for Lance Nobrick is the big question. Oh, little story for you while we're doing this. Went out to visit one of my buddies yesterday. He bought, or he's leasing, a Mustang Mach-E. And before you all go nuts, man, that's a nice car. I wish they had called it a Stallion. My son and I talk about this because my son's a Ford certified technician. And we talk about, you know, they have Ford as the Bronco. You got the Mustang. They could have done like a Stallion or something for the Mach-E. And it would have been just as cool. It's a wonderful vehicle, though. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Fully electric. First time I've ever driven an electric vehicle. I want my wife to get an EV SUV because we have a 220 in the garage, so we can charge it, and it just, you know, it's better. But getting to drive that yesterday was a lot of fun. Beautiful, beautiful vehicle. Enjoyed driving it and really look forward to. The nice thing was, though, is I have a nice enough car. I got into my car and I wasn't like, oh, this piece of shit, you know? I got in my car, I was like, this is all right too. So that's always a good feeling when you don't hate the car you have. But it was pretty cool to drive that. I would like to drive a lot of different kinds of cars, actually. I'd love the opportunity. Oh, of course everyone's going to pit now. All right. We'll join them. We gained a spot.
All right, now, be smart out there. Going green. Be ready. Hammer down. Green's out.
Anyway, I'd love in my lifetime to be able to drive a lot of other different kinds of cars, and I'm hoping that I'll get the opportunity to at some point.
You're all clear up top there.
Back up into 27th place, which was actually our qualifying position, so we're back in it, folks. We're back in it. I'm trying not to be so close to my microphone. I feel like I blasted out. It's hard to do that with the steering wheel here. Unless I got a stereo mic like headset. I see a couple people like Matt Malone and David Schildhouse both use headsets with a microphone on it, and they sound great. So maybe I could get away with that. I'll have to ask him what he's got or what they have. See about picking something like that up.
Low, stay low.
It's hard. This mic is so sensitive.
Careful, still there.
Well, we're doing pretty well as we've gotten into 22nd place, just getting on the inside of Bethel. Now we're going to try to get on the inside of Perez here. We've got Justin Haley, Matt Malone right there.
Clear high, bud.
Is that Creed, Sheldon Creed, Tommy, Joe Martins? Oh, we're on a good run right now. Which is interesting if you realize that we struggled early.
Careful, still there.
And now and everyone just pit, so we're all equal.
All right.
We're doing really well. That time I felt it, and I knew to let the car fade up. Thankfully, we had just gotten past Justin Haley.
Still there.
Just roll right on Sheldon Creed without hitting him. The problem is that I can get on it earlier because I'm a slower car. They can get on it later and still drive away from me, but luckily I have the draft there. That was nice.
Still there.
Matt Malone, speak of the devil, running a good race up there in 17th place. Ooh, we had Sheldon Green was tight on us right there, and I couldn't let it fade up out of 3 or out of 4. I'm getting out the gas because we were about to be in the middle of 3 wide, and I just didn't want to deal with it. Justin Haley with a huge run on our inside.
Clear low, clear low.
But we're all right, as we'll get on the outside and get a nice run on Sheldon Creed.
Stay high up there.
Couldn't do anything about that.
Inside.
Couldn't do anything about that. I feel like this is not a top 15 race for us, that's for sure. That's how that feels. And our last 2 races are short tracks. Not sure what I'm going to make of that. We don't really have... I don't know. I know the last race is Phoenix. I know how to run Phoenix because I practice it a lot so I could get that truck championship on Legend difficulty. I don't know about what we're going to be able to do for the Xfinity series there, and I forgot where we race next. But hopefully it's one of our good tracks. Like, I hope it's New Hampshire. I feel like we haven't run New Hampshire, or we ran it once. Don't we run it twice? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. We get around Justin Haley again. We hold off John Perez. He's running a great race, 22nd place. End of the season, we're going to have a points boost again. We've gone more than 4 races without having points given to drivers, and that's my bad. Look, it's summertime and everything is busy. We've had family out here. We've gone places. I've gone in. I don't normally go into the office. I went in the office this week, which is why there was no video on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm actually doing a lot more at work. So I've been doing some project management work and on top of my regular management duties. And it takes a lot. So I'm trying to keep up with it here. I have really little intention to fall off. It just is, we're trying to get stuff done too. And on the weekends when I normally record, we've been doing a lot of work outside. Got a big yard, 1.5 acres. I think I talked about that already. And there's just a lot to do. We're trying to get some of the landscaping done. We want to do some really cool stuff. And even to get it started, we need to clean up the overgrowth around the yard and stuff like that. And so we got a lot of the tools to do it. We've been doing it bit by bit. And this weekend should be a really good time as well. So I'm hoping to get through, get the 3 new drivers into the league. And when we start recording for the new season next week or this weekend,
say hi.
I will be, because my goal is still to put out 3 recordings this week. It'll be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'll put out a recording. That's weird that Tommy Joe is running up on us. We're friends, and he was just holding us right up against the wall there. He didn't, like, push us into the wall, but he definitely had contact with us, and there was nowhere else we could go. It's weird. 66 left, 18 in the tank. We're not really doing much, so let's take this to our first and likely only speed up of the day. We'll be back on the mic with you when we are pitting the next time. We've got cars pitting. I did keep an eye on it. Right now we're being able to go over around another time completely. No. We need to pit this time. That's what it is. Sorry. All right, yeah, we're pit.
All right, we're in our fuel window. Let's pit for gas.
Yes. Yeah, I know we were coming onto pit road, but still, it's always nice not to have to do it. How do we lose 9 spots? Whatever.
We're going green. Are you ready now?
I guess all the cars that were already on pit road, and then we pit and fall in behind them. That's dumb. D-U-M-M.
Car there on the inside.
Well, we had a good run going for us. We had gotten up to 17th, right? Or no, we got to 18th, but we were definitely reeling in 17th, and I felt like we could have gotten to maybe 16th or even better. We were a long run car. Wow, that didn't work the way I'd hoped it would. Yeah, we're a long run car, though, so that's a big deal. Looks like Parker Smith, unfortunately, out of the race. So, not great for that team.
Careful, still there. Stay high up here.
We just got to work our way into, yeah.
You got room, you're clear there.
Got to work our way to the inside so we can get the full track unless we're around traffic, and that's what we're doing now. Because we run well through 3 and 4 as well. Earlier we weren't. With good tires, we can play the being on the inside of another car coming out of 4 game, but without good tires, it's not great.
Stay low.
Okay. Yeah, and the shimmy, you notice how the whole screen is shaking right now.
Inside,
That's coming from
Clear
the...
down low.
Oh, look at that. And then I turned that down, and now it's all stupid. Anyway, the shimmy that you're seeing coming out of 2 is the setup, and it kind of calms down as the tires wear out. .42 left in the race. 1 stop left, and it's going to be a late one, or it's going to be
Careful,
after a
still
caution when we have got like 20-something left to go.
Still there.
See how I can do here. Well, I have nowhere to go, actually, so what am I trying to do? Couldn't get where I wanted to there. Now we're kind of stuck back here in 21st, and I almost lost it. Big gap between us and Lance Nobrick and John Hunter Nemechek. So that's something. I'm hoping that... okay, so that was better. I also think it's because we were going a little slower, but the shimmy was better there. Also, it would appear that Eliza Bethel is up in front of some of these cars. So, good job for that team.
Stay low, stay low.
All right, we need to really get it going here.
Stay high up there.
It'd be a big deal if we could get around all these cars. I mean, we've gotten around all these cars before except for Alfredo, so it's very possible.
Still there.
Problem is when and where, you know? We don't have a ton of room to do it with all these guys running side by side.
Careful, still there.
I'm not opposed to running 3 wide. It's just where I'm going to do it. Going through 2 maybe.
Still there.
But we don't have the power to pass them on the far outside here. You get that on a short track maybe. I can't go anywhere now because I've got Sheldon Creed on my inside, so it's not like I can get around that way either. Being higher up on the track, we don't get as much as that shimmy. If I had a more powerful car, I probably would run the middle out of 3 and 4 anyway, but because we don't, we have to get down as far as we can to get these spots for the most part. Matt Malone up there.
Stay high, stay high.
I feel like...
Yellow's
Oh,
out, back or
caution
down.
comes out. All right. I was going to say, I feel like... is that Max Cost up there with Malone? It is, in 15th place. And it's Brandon Jones that's out. Good news for Parker Smith, who's in 29th place. We're going to start on the inside this time. That
Coming
last
to the
pit
green.
stop still in play.
Almost ready. Hammer down, green's out.
Shift up through these gears as fast as possible.
Careful, still there. All right, you're clear.
We're going to try to get on the inside of Alfredo, and we do.
Careful, still there.
Got a little tight. A little tight there. No big deal. Get up to Brennan Poole. I would love to give him a little bump to get him up. Well, not that. Yeah, I wanted to get him up to clear or to move Max Koss up the track, giving us an opportunity because if you recall, well, there goes my race.
All right, you're clear.
Wow. Well, thankfully we had Alfredo there so we didn't just pile drive it into the wall, and that saved us because we actually never hit the wall again, but now we're in the back again.
Got a car coming inside now.
Jeremiah Graham out of the race. That's unfortunate for that team. They've had a rough season, looking for them to bounce back next year for sure.
Careful. Still there. Still there.
Should have been able to go through 1 and 2 flat-footed that whole time. I don't think I turned in properly to be able to get there.
Clear low.
Ooh, we got Justin Haley making moves, looking for an opening. Nothing there. And we're going to try to get on the inside of him, preventing him from making any more attempts at moves.
Careful, still there.
As we get up here, he's going to go high line, try to get around Parker Smith. We're going to go low line, maybe taking it 4 wide, but instead we get super loose and we wreck Parker Smith. That's going to bring out a caution for sure, and I just hope he is not damaged out of the race. He is not. He's right next to us. We are safe. He is safe. He did not even pit, which is a shocker. But here we go.
Green, green, green.
Oh, yeah, he has no speed in that car now. That's really not great. Sorry to hear it, guy. 26 in the race. We have 28 in the tank. We don't have to pit again. That could work wonders for us because even when they pit, if we aren't really bad on tires, we won't pit and we'll be able to stay up farther on the track. And that can only benefit us towards the end. You know, it's so surprising to me.
Careful, still there.
I don't see Texas as a track that should challenge me like this, but I really just think it's a lot to do with this setup. Nothing wrong with the setup. The problem is the driver that put the setup in, that's me, is the real big problem here is that I don't have a car that really can handle that setup. You know, you really have to have the better grip in the tires, the whole suspension thing going for me, and I just don't have 100 suspension to be able to handle. But we're still trying. We're doing the best we can. And at times we do very well. But at other times I really smoke it and look like an amateur. I will say this. It is much more of an arcadey drive than other games I've raced, that's for sure. Like, even for instance, Forza. Running Forza with a steering wheel, and I've heard people say it's not a game to run with a steering wheel. I run that game amazing with a steering wheel, and it feels way better. It feels good. So, not Forza Horizon. I'm talking about Forza Motorsport, the most recent one. I really enjoyed that one as well. Oh, Project Cars. That was a good one. I loved racing Project Cars. Grid Autosport, I think, or Grid, what's the Legends? Grid Legends. Once you get through the career, like I did the career with the steering wheel and everything, but once you get through the career, you get to, or the story. Once you get through the story, you get into your career, which is completely different. And it's far more simulation, and I like it a lot. And of course, I always bring it up, but iRacing is obviously much better. Feels a lot better. And it's hard to go from one to the other because they all provide different experiences, and that's kind of where getting into here, you see me wreck or you see me bring out cautions, and I feel like in more simulation style games, this is just, these things aren't going to happen. I hope.
You got room. You're clear.
Made our way back up into the top 20 from the back. Working on John Perez now. He's been maintaining in the top 20 all race long, doing an excellent job. Great for that team. Looks like I still see Max Koss running around up there with Matt Malone. Yeah, I know there's a lot of other drivers, but those are the ones that are subscriber drivers that I want to mention. Once I get around John Perez, can I track down Brennan Poole? Looks like I might be able to. We are running on fresher equipment than they are, and at this point, they're going to have to stop with about 10 to go unless we get a caution that would come out, you know, anytime before then.
20 laps to go.
I'm hoping that a caution doesn't come out before then, because if they all pit and we run this thing out,
3 wide there.
we're finishing high. We're not winning the race, but we're finishing high. So we'll see what happens.
Bottom's clear.
We've got better drive off than Alfredo, which is shocking. But again, that goes back to what I believe is the fact that we're on much fresher tires than they are. I would be extraordinarily excited if this race goes green the rest of the way.
Inside.
Alfredo trying to make that move, but we're going to drive away from him through 1 and 2. I just know we have that. I know we have that in the car. We are slightly gaining on Brennan Poole. I haven't been paying attention to the relative for Allgaier, but I know we're gaining on Brennan Poole, and that's big for me because that puts me 1 position outside of my goal of 15th. And that's why at the beginning of the race, you know, we didn't qualify high. Qualified in 27th, started the race in 26th, and I just know with 100 laps, anything can happen. And it's not like we're not up here because we are lucky even. We're up here, we've driven up to this position or near this position every time. We stall out here, we've got 2 cars on pit road, one of which is Brandon Jones. He would have been a higher position than us, which is probably why we're in 17th instead of 18th. I could get to 16th. I believe we've reeled Poole in to less than a second. Allgaier has been maintaining that 2.1 second lead. He's got Malone in front of him, and it looks like Max Koss was able to make that pass as he's 2 cars up and driving away. So strong performance for that team. And actually, we're not going to be affected by him simply because we're not going to get up that far. The only way it happens is if these cars end up pitting, and we get the run in front, and they're starting to catch up with us because they're going to be on fresh stuff as we're just trying to finish out the race. We've got about 6 laps left before they are going to pit, and I guess we'll know at that point what's going on. Dang it! Worst, stupid, hate it. I'm not pitting. It's going to put us up in first place. We're the only car there that didn't pit. Justin Haley didn't pit either. He moved up 11 spots.
In his hand. Almost ready. Hammer down.
We could give up 14 positions.
You got room. You're clear.
Got a nice jump off. We're so far up that we don't have to worry about pinning it now. We can definitely hold it. Now, keep in mind, we got that better drive away. We have a different gear ratio. But when they get up to speed, it's going to be bad for us. They're on 30% fresher tires than us. And all I can hope for is that I can just roll with them for as long as possible. I assume we have, what, 12 laps left now? Yep, 12 left. Again, we're not going to win this race, but the longer we can hold off these drivers, the better off we are at the end. Sam Mayer going to get around us. Can I get his draft? Or is he going to pass us so fast we can't even take that? Because if we can get into his draft, that's going to help to keep us up with this group and pull us away from the cars that are trying to pass us farther back. We're still in his draft. I think part of it has to do with the fact that Ellis is behind us, that we were kind of in that 3-car train. I can't hang on to speeds like that around this turn, and now I'm going to go up the track and lose it to at least to Ryan Ellis.
Inside.
But at this point, with 12 laps left, if I'm only giving up 1 position, or, oh no, see, that's not good. We're going to give up 2, 3, 4. I got touched by Austin Hill. We got loose off, so we just lost a ton of positions there. Not what I wanted. I wanted this race to go green the whole way. Whoever brought out the last caution is still on pit road, so that was the end of their day. 7th place now. Again, never expected to hold everyone off or anything. Just want to get in the top 15. We got Max Koss coming up soon. That's something I didn't consider. And he can do some nasty stuff to us. We're going to cut him off. He'll push us, which is fine. Just as long as he isn't. See, now I'm going to let him go. Because he's not going to smash into us. Into the wall. And we're not going to catch him again. He's in 8th place. Huge run for that team today.
Careful, still there.
But there's a gap. There's a 2-second gap in 12th, so we might be okay. Although Jeffrey Earnhardt gained 0.2 as we went through 3 and 4, so I'm not sure. But as it stands, 8 to go. How long can we hold off these drivers? Because top 15 is what we need. And top 15, obviously, is what I want. A little bit of strategy here at the end of the race. We are currently holding off Junior, and we're not giving up a ton of time to Earnhardt anymore either, so that's good. I don't think we hold off Junior the whole time. I don't think we take home the top 10. We're going to try. Get a little drive off, see if we can keep it off the wall, keep it off the wall, keep it off the wall. Slight touch on the wall, but that's going to open the door for Junior, no problem. That sucked. I pushed it. We're on pretty much shit tires now. 50% on the rights. Oh well. We still got a nice, Emmerich getting around Earnhardt. Regardless, though, they're not going to catch me in the next 2 laps or anything. We've got time. 5 at the line. Emmerich gaining pretty heavily on us now.
To go, driver.
Again, Emmerich catches passes, Earnhardt catches passes. Looks like there's a little gap behind them. Then 2 more, and there's a little gap behind them. Oh no, 3 more it looks like, so we could drop back to 16th. I'm doing my best, but I'm just thinking about the calculamications that can keep us in top 15. I'll tell you what wouldn't have gotten us in the top 15 if we pit with everyone else. We certainly wouldn't have ended up even with this opportunity. And I made that mistake earlier a couple races ago, and it was a bad mistake because we had driven our way up into a good position in that race, and we decided that we thought we could get better, and there just wasn't enough time. So this time we went ahead and we stayed out. We knew we were within the window to stay out. And, you know, it looks looking like we're probably going to get 12th or 13th place in this race with only 4 or 3 to go. So it's pretty good. It is pretty good. Daniel Hemrick is driving quite fast. Coming out of nowhere. We will be absolutely no competition up. As a matter of fact, he's looking at driving up to Junior. But if I can use his draft at all, it's going to help keep us in front of Earnhardt. Malone, almost 2 seconds behind us. So I feel good now, knowing that we're probably going to finish at the worst in 13th place. As we are a lap and a half away from the finish of this one. And that puts just 2 more tracks on the map for this season. As we're about to wrap. Oh, are you kidding me? This is not what I wanted. Oh, I pit! No! No, no, no! I hit the wrong button.
Be ready here.
I'm screwed.
Green's out, man. Let's go. Got a car coming inside now. I need 2 more solid laps, bud. Keep it going. Careful. Still there. Careful. Still there. You got room. You're clear.
I am an absolute idiot.
All clear. Still there. Clear high, bud. You got room. You're clear. All right, let's go. White flag. Stay on the bottom. All clear. Careful. Still there. All right, you're clear there.
I hit the wrong button on my freaking steering wheel. Unbelievable.
All right, hang in there with us. We'll get you a better car. We'll do it better next time.
Unbelievable. And we get a 98, which I think is the lowest rating I've ever gotten on Legend difficulty. Top 5, Mayer, Ellis, Truex, Kenseth, and Hill. Coscutt's 10th. Malone 13th. Perez top 20. Smith 21st. Bethel 22nd. Our dumbasses finished 23rd. Kane 24th. Tybert Keane 25th. Norton 28th, Carpenter 29th, Chavez 30th, Schildhouse 31st, Egan 32nd, Oliveira 33rd, Custer, Graham, and Jones DNF'd. Fastest lap of the race goes to Sam Mayer. Most laps led goes to Sam Mayer. On the move goes to Ryan Ellis. Tough break goes to Cole Custer. We're in absolute prime position to do well there. And I choked it away. I am so mad at myself, it's unbelievable. But we have to have a short memory. I do want to take a quick look. Cost is still a rival. Pool is neutral now. All right, so it's just Cost and Pool. All right, 125 laps in the next episode. Martinsville short track as we dwindle down to just 2 races left in this season. But folks, that is going to do it for this episode. I'd like to take a moment out to say thank you so very much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And until next time, and of course, as always, you take care.